Mauro de Porcelain Raft sur PUREchannel. Il vient jouer ici au festival Midi Festival. Hi Mauro, it's a pleasure.
Hi, it's a pleasure for me. Yeah.
Just did your gig on the beach. A lot of wind. That's why
we're in this
big truck.
Big truck.
Yeah, exactly. My first question is about your music, but it's an indirect question about your music. It's about the importance for you of pictures and movies. On your website, you talk about Chaplin's expression. You talk about short films too. Do you compose having pictures coming to your mind every time?
More than that, it's just like I'm very interested in movies more than in music in general. Like I would watch a movie more than listening to a record. So I think it's not that I look at a picture and I make a song. It's not like that. But when I think about texture, I think about images. I don't think about sounds. So yeah, in that sense, for me, movies and images are really important to have a palette of colors. You know, like films like Stalker, like Tarkovsky, the type of grain that the movie has, the atmosphere. I would pay gold to make a music that has that type of texture. So that's how I think, in a way.
You think you did it or approach it in one?
I don't know, that's my dream. But that's the funny thing about dreams like that you don't actually have to achieve it in the sense. It's good to be on that track and to focus and to be there and to have that in mind and keep walking. But I'm not quite sure I want to actually achieve that. Otherwise, once you achieve that, it's gone. So what am I going to do? So it's finished. I change. I'm not gonna play anymore. So I don't want to achieve it.
There are pictures and text and music, of course, everywhere on your website. It's like an amazing network of websites. You go to some sessions and it drives you to another website. Do you do the drawings? Do you write everything and the texts that are?
Yeah, all the texts on the website, I do them. I write them. I pick the images, but it might be like, I don't know. There are some collages I did, there are some collages that another friend did. But yeah, it's just me like digging stuff around, collecting. I make my own videos except 2 or 3. Otherwise all the rest I just did all the videos.
And one was made by Charlie Chaplin.
One is just editing basically. It was just me watching this YouTube video. And I just had this idea to slow down those movies, you know, the Charlie Chaplin moves so fast all the time. And as soon as I slow it down, I see his face, you know, having these amazing expressions. So I played one of my songs and I just thought, this is the video. I don't care if I'm just, you know, stealing something here, but it was so perfect, I just used it.
There are many good videos, more than 8 I think on your website. And it's made home. That's one thing that works well. I was wondering, how independent are you in the music, in the writing, in the movie making? You love to be independent. Is it the base of your work?
Well, of course it is. But there is an element of being independent. So you do your own things. You are basically hands-on on something, which is very important to me. Every little element, I'm on it. But there's also another element that is not just being independent. It's the fact that what I do has a size. Okay, if I enlarge the size, wouldn't work. If I make it smaller, wouldn't work. That's the exact size, which is the room, so it doesn't mean that I cannot change room. But one thing that you have to understand when there are concepts involved, like for example what I do, I think in a way, yeah, it's being independent, but it's also the size of what you're doing. So it might be somebody that comes to you and say, hey man, I give you $1 million, you know, do exactly what you're doing, but more, buy whatever you want, and you just lose it. You are independent. The guy gave you the money. You are independent to do whatever you want and buy more stuff and make the studio bigger. But maybe you're losing the point, because maybe the point is actually the size of what you're doing.
Is all your music about the intimacy, like a diary? Are you writing while traveling? And is it the link in between your songs? The good size is the size of your intimacy?
Wow, what a question. I don't know. I think what it happens that I try to write about things that I don't know. So there are certain feelings that, you know, you're sad, happy, melancholic, whatever, but there's also like something in the middle. And when something goes in the middle, there isn't a name. that's what I'm trying to be in. When something has a name, that's why there is a song. Otherwise there wouldn't be a song. I would just say it, you know. I'm okay. I don't have to write a song about it. I've write a song because I don't have a name for something.
It's really difficult to describe your music. I think people should listen to it. But still, do you start working with the melodies and thinking about the story you're gonna tell? Because I think you're halfway in middle into poetry, songwriting, storytelling.
It's very funny. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but most of the lyrics, I mean, I compose while I record. So rarely I sit down and write down lyrics, or it might happen, but very rarely. So what I do is just like record, guitar, there is a rhythm. I usually start with a rhythm because I'm more connected to the melody. So I want to start with something that I'm not, that I don't know, would drive me somewhere. So this rhythm is going, the rhythm is going, I'm playing, and I might just out of nowhere start to improvise lyrics. So I'm improvising, but I'm recording long, like for example 20 minutes, and then I'm listening back and I'm like, oh, listen what I just said, and I write it down. Oh, listen what I just said. I write it down, and the lyrics are done. You
work on the unconscious.
In a way, there are two ways I would say I work. One is to be like that, unconscious, just writing the first thing I have in mind and then putting them together in a certain way. And also another way I have to work, that I work with, is being exhausted. Like sometimes I play a song, the same song for an hour before, 2 hours before recording it. So my voice is gone, I'm very tired, I actually forget about it, actually recording, and that's the moment when I'm completely exhausted.
That's when your voice gets so high and so sweet.
Yeah, because you're not thinking about it anymore. It can be your talkative voice, but it can also be someone else's voice that you have in mind that start to be out, could go out. So you're so relaxed, you forget about it. You forget about you are there. You're just thirsty, you want to just go and have a glass of water, but you keep recording. I think exhaustion is a good technique to, in my way, in my case too, it works well for me.
Yeah. People, you should go listen, Mauro, for the project Porcelain Raft. It was a pleasure to see you.
It was a pleasure for me. Thanks so much.
We can go back out there. Thank you very much.